What is up, friends? I hope you are doing fantastic. I have an amazing 2019 middle grade novel that I am super excited to talk to you about. It is one that must go at the top of your to-read list. You ready? Let's go. Count Me In by Varsha Bajaj is an amazing middle grade novel. It takes place in Texas. It is about a girl, Karina, and a boy, Chris. It has alternating points of view. So we have a chapter with Karina, we have a chapter with Chris. Karina is Indian American, Chris is Caucasian, and in this story, I think it's in 8th grade, and in 6th grade, they live right next to each other. Chris and Karina live right next to each other, and they're on the bus one day, and these boys are making lists, because sometimes boys make mean lists. Not cool boys, and they end up making a list of like people with the hairiest arms, and they name Karina, and they all laugh and laugh and laugh. Chris and Karina aren't like tight or anything, but they do live next to each other. Chris doesn't stand up for her in any way here, kind of smiles a little bit. And so Karina's just like done with him, been done with him for a couple of years. So fast forward, we're in 8th grade. Karina's grandfather is coming to live with them from California. His wife has died, and he's just going to live there. He seems like he's pretty able. He can do things on his own, but let's go live with family instead of living all alone. And he so that's what Grandpa is doing. And Chris is struggling with math. It's not going well. Like, he's not going to be able to play basketball if he doesn't figure out this math thing. And then one day at dinner, in the other family, in Karina's family, the grandfather has been like fixing the fence, and he's just been like doing all of these busy things, like just to help people out. And the mom is like worried that, it's kind of weird that this guy is just fixing fences. Like, we need to find something for Grandpa to do. Grandpa loves math. A note comes home that we need math tutors at school. Grandpa's going to become a math tutor. Neighbor Chris needs help. So Karina has to stay after school with Grandpa for math. Chris walks into math tutoring. Guess who is going to be his tutor? Karina's grandpa. Karina's grandpa takes this job as a tutor very, very, very seriously. And kind of going pretty well. Chris kind of really likes Grandpa. Grandpa even makes Chris come over to his house, and he's got this plan to when Chris gets an A on his math test that they're going to make this cake that Karina's grandmother used to make, and they're all really excited. And they're walking home one day from tutoring, and this man comes out, and he is racist, and he tells Grandpa that he needs to go back to where he came from, and he just shouts all these racial remarks, and it's really, really scary. And they kind of try to get away, and he stops them. He pulls out a knife, makes them throw their cell phones in the bushes, and the grandpa is trying to protect the kids and gets pushed down, and then there's a lady next door who's taking her trash to the road, and so the guy takes off running. But yeah, they're victims of a hate crime, and it's really scary because Grandpa's old and he breaks I think it's the femur in his leg, and they're really worried that he's going to be able to get around like he used to. And Chris and Karina become really good friends during this, and through this, and through Karina shares some things on social media about what happened, and these things really start to kind of explode and go viral, and Grandpa is more from the world of we don't really say anything, we just kind of keep to ourselves, keep our head down and do our thing. So he's kind of not really knowing what's going on because he's in the hospital, and Karina's parents are kind of trying to figure out, do we share, do we not share? And it's just a really interesting way of watching. It's a really interesting story of a community coming together and figuring out how to handle these situations. And it's a beautiful story. I think that the conversations that kids will be able to have around this story are going to be really powerful. I feel that this would make an amazing read aloud. Perennial Rip, wherever you are, Count Me In should be considered for a global read aloud. I think it would make an amazing read aloud. The length is great. It's not too long. Those alternating points of view, kids love that in a read aloud. If I had more time, maybe I do have time. We have about 4 or 5 weeks left in school. Just decided during this video, this is going to be my next read aloud with my afternoon class. We just finished Gordon Corman's The Unteachables, and I think this would be the perfect book to finish the school year on. So there it is. There you have it. New read aloud chosen and made a video. 2 birds, 1 stone. Have an awesome day. Happy, happy reading.